If you live in Johannesburg, you need to be pabaps, otherwise they will pabaps you and it's not going to be nice. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for choosing to watch this video, and if you are a golden oldie, a returnee, thank you so much for watching another video. I really appreciate you. In today's video, this happened when I was still in South Africa. Gangisasebenza, oh na corporate girly, you know, and yabonje if if I was not like street smart, she was probably gonna scam me. I have receipts, so let's pull the receipts. This starts in 2021 on the 27th of September. So you know, like as young people, I'm not afraid to say I love money, because I like nice things. So
life is too short. It was 2021,
so it was like my second year of like working. It was when Forex was like really booming. Forex was like a thing. I remember Forex was like a thing. I had started following this girl on Instagram. She was doing the whole trading thing and you know, like all of that. I followed her because she was the only like girl, because most of the time when you are talking like Forex and all of that, like trading, it's mostly guys. And at this point I was not about to trust a guy when it comes to like trading, because you hear a lot of stories of like them scamming people and stuff like that. So because it was a girl, it was a woman, and you know, we love supporting women, you know, women empowerment, girl power, you know, being a girl's girl. I had started following her and I had like seen Uguti, you know, she was offering like services. She would sell you know, like classes, and you know, she would post signals. I think it's called signals if I'm not mistaken. And it was a thing where I was like, you know what, I can do this. It's possible to like do this and get into this whole Forex thing, because I had like been wanting to do it. It's just that I was really inconsistent. She had a website and she was selling like ebooks and she was selling classes. So if you signed up to a class, you would get like the material and stuff like that, you know? Fine. 27th of September 2021, I decide that because she had a sale. I think there was a sale. Also it was 27th of September, so I remember very well. I had just gotten paid. It was running like a sale, and I decided to buy the trading class, you know, the trading package. Fine, I buy the trading package. It was like 900 rands. It was 1,000, but because you know of the 10% off, it was like 900 rands. I paid that. Fine, you pay, and you obviously have to wait for her to send the material, and she sends the material, and then on top of that she has to wait. She sends the material, then you have to like book classes with her, like one-on-one like classes, so that she can help you. But everything is in like the ebooks and the material and you know, all of that. So I waited, and hey guys, let's call her Sihle. I waited. I think I waited for like a week. I text her on Instagram. I'm like, hey, I signed up on this, because she would post like stories like, I still have like 10 slots for this month. I have 5 slots left for this month, and I would respond like, hey, I purchased this, and you know, please respond, like, because I can see you're still selling spots, but I've already like, what? Angzibege. She would just she would ignore me. I even went on Twitter. I was like, hey Sihle, I've been trying to reach you, Kanti, what's going on? Atuli. And then I waited for like a month, because you know, sometimes I don't know why I'm gracious, like I really hate it sometimes, but you know, sometimes I'm just like, you know, I'll give a person a month, and that's such a big thing in my life. I normally give people a month, and I'm like, I'll just give it a month, and if it doesn't happen, on this day next month, then I'm just gonna, take further steps. 27th of October, I write an email to her. I'll put in the email obviously on like the screen. So I'm like, good day, I trust you well. I just wanted to bring to your attention that after purchasing the foreign exchange market course on the 27th of September, I still haven't received any communication with regards to when I'm getting the course. I've tried establishing communication with business name on Instagram to try and let you know that I still haven't gotten anything from you. You've even asked for my WhatsApp number, but nothing happened after that, and it's been weeks now. I'm a bit confused as to how this is supposed to work. Please advise on how the refund process works. I sent the email, then I sent the screenshots of the email to Instagram. Ne? Then she says, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, things get so busy, please send your number again. I sent her my number. Then she contacts me on WhatsApp. She's like, hi, it's me. I'm like, hi. Then she doesn't say anything anymore. Oh no, she responds the following morning. She's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm well, how are you? Then it's dead for like weeks. Ne? I initiate again a few weeks later. This is like the 16th of November now. I take the screenshots of the same email that I sent to her on Instagram on the 26th of October. I send it on WhatsApp because now I have her number. What was infuriating at that moment was that she would ignore your texts and your emails, but still post on Instagram and post on Twitter and post about her life and post about renovations at her house and post about new purchases or what she's doing this weekend, or post about how tired she is, and post about the spots again, that I still have 5 spots for this month, I still have 3 spots for this week. And it's like, dude, why are you ignoring me? And it got to a point where I was like, you know what, can I have my money back? So manje masengifuna imali yami, she starts responding and she's like communicating. She's like, I'm so sorry, my DMs and my emails have just been piling up with regards to the PA position because I'm looking for a PA, She still continued with the whole thing of like flaking, like uzothi maybe she's gonna give me like the link to like her Calendly thing where you are able to like schedule what do you call this, schedule like meetings with people and sessions and all of that. I remember we did it once and then she didn't show up, and then weeks later she apologized, and she would just be like, yo, I'm just going through a lot, I'm so sorry. And then at some point she was like, hey, can we like schedule a call so that I can fill you in what's been like going on in my life. I just wanna speak to you because I can see it really looks bad right now, but I promise I have a great explanation for it. I'm like, I'm okay. December we get on a call, but before that she doesn't, because she was like, okay, let's talk on the 8th and I will call you at around, I think it was supposed to be around 6. She doesn't call, and then I text her, obviously. I'm like, are we not meeting up anymore? And she's like, no, I'm so sorry, I had load shedding, can I WhatsApp call you rather? And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not a problem. She calls me, she's like, hi, how are you? I am so sorry, like I don't even know what to say at this point, I'm like, so sorry, a lot has been going on. Then she starts filling me in with regards to her life. She's like, oh my goodness, stress, I've been admitted, more stress, people at home are dying. And she just added like a whole lot of stuff. And now I'm a very skeptical person in general, but I'm not quick to like show if I like don't believe you, because sometimes guys, shit happens, this is life, obviously. So I remember at this point she was just like dumping everything on me that was going on. She's like, yo, I remember September this was going on, October someone died, November I was admitted because anxiety, depression, stress, everything that is related to mental health, she had it and she had to be admitted. And in my head when she's talking about all of this, I'm like, but you still find time. And I understand, guys, social media is not real. For some people, you could literally be dying and you'll post a snap of sandals that you bought last week, you know, and I get that people do that, but still it was just alarming to me. Guti, you are able to like post. Futi, she was a fan of going to Fontaine. She will always post that she's at Fontaine every weekend, and it was like, Mtase, like everything, your story is not landing right now, but okay, let's hear you out. Then she told me that with regards to the business, a lot has been going on, and I haven't been getting responses because her previous PA was stealing her clients, and she was redirecting them to like her, and she wasn't getting to communicate with the clients because she just made up a story that didn't make sense. But she claimed that her previous PA had been diverting clients to her, and she was stealing from her, like stealing information and all of that stuff. So immediately when she's like, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a PA. You don't know it yet, but I am gonna be a PA. I listened to her and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, you play such an important role in society. You're teaching young women how to trade, which is, you know, like it's unheard of because it's mostly men. And you can see it was like she's feeling it because, you know, I'm like feeding her with the compliments and stuff like that. So I offer, I'm like, listen, if you don't mind, because obviously I feel like you've trauma dumped and I know quite a bit now about your life, I might as well just help you if you haven't found someone yet. This is what I can do for you. I feel like at this point this is an interview for me, so instead of like you wasting your time, wasting like more time and having to interview other people, instead of focusing on your health, I'm right here. If you need something more, I don't know, like I can show you, but it's like really simple stuff. I've been doing this for years. And she's like, okay, but it's December now and I am going home soon, because we both lived in Joburg, and her home was like in the Eastern Cape, so she wanted to go to like the Bundus. Let's talk about this in the new year, but I think that would be like a great idea. She had started going ghost on me again, and it was like really annoying. So towards the end of the year, I was like, you said you'd process my refund on the first week of December, so I just needed to find out how far are you, ngoba it's the end of December now. And then she was like, oh no, I'm so sorry, I thought the last call we concluded that would start in Jan. We had agreed that we were going to meet up like physically and talk about things, whether she needs my help and all of that stuff. She had started going ghost again, and I was like, you know what, can I just have my refund please, because you don't seem as someone who needs help with her business and all of that stuff. So Washo Woods, you know, I understand your frustration, I apologize. I ended up going home. How would you like for us to move forward? Are you still interested in working alongside me? I was just taking time off work related stuff because I'm so exhausted. And my biggest thing was, I understand, I am always willing to understand, provided that you communicate with me, which is what confuses me about human beings most of the time. Like, you'll find people not communicating and then still expect you to understand when they wrong you in any way. And it's like, dude, you could have literally said, hey, I'm going home today, or I just got home, I don't think we can do the meeting, I'm exhausted, can we like start in Jan? You know, like it's that simple. Not ignoring me when I try to speak to you, but you still post on your socials like everything is okay. Yeah, well, fast forward, it's the new year. She's like, I want to get started, you know, I'm so psyched, it's a new year, and you know, I'm really excited to get started. We decided to meet in Rivonia. It was Morningside, actually, I'm lying, it was Morningside. We sat down for a meeting and we started talking. I sat there and I was like, are you still up for it? She's like, yeah, I'm still up for it. And you know, I obviously asked her like, what do you expect from me? And she explained that she was going to teach me like everything and show me how everything works, but it's not a lot of work. Remember, I was going to be doing this as like a side hustle, so money is involved. We speak money. So I asked for 5k per month, and she's like, 5k is a lot. I'm like, okay, how much are you offering? She says 2,000. I'm like, the least you can do is 3k. Then she's like, 3k is still a bit too much. Remember, this is a small business, da. And I'm like, 3k, it has to be 3,000, because this is like a monthly thing and I'm gonna be doing it every day. So 3,000. Then she's like, she can try to do like 2.5. And I was like, nope, still 3,000. And then she pushes it to, I think she pushed it to like 2,700. Then I was like, okay, 2.7 is fine. And then I tell her that, you know, I'm obviously going to need a contract. She needs to draw up a contract that we're going to sign and all of that. She was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And, you know, in that meeting, I don't think we spoke much about the about what we were actually going to be doing. She just like started name dropping. She was just mostly name dropping people that she knew in like the industry, and you know, she just wanted to do cool drives and cool educational stuff, and you know, just invite these people, and showing me that she has so and so's numbers. And I'm just like, I say, I really don't care about that. I mean, I care about money, you know. A few days later, I asked her about, you know, the contract. I was basically asking for my contract like every single day after, and she wouldn't. And I had already started like working. She had given me the business email, passwords, and all of that stuff. So I had started like helping her out, but she hadn't given me my contract yet. And she asked for my picture at some point, because then she posted me on her socials. She was like, this is Mpume. She's the one who's going to be assisting you and stuff like that. And I'm so glad. One thing I'm glad about is that when she added like my photo on her page and all of that, and my name, and introducing me to everyone that I was going to be helping, she didn't add my handles. She didn't add my socials, which at some point was confusing. But you know, when everyone was like coming to her emails and shouting and screaming and wanting their money back, they wouldn't contact me directly. And now I realized that in the post she didn't add my socials, which was amazing. Probably like 2 weeks like after speaking about everything, and I had already been working for like every day, and I keep reminding her, please send my contract. At the end of Jan, she says to me, I sent your contract ages ago, ne? Did you ever receive it? I'm like, I've never received a contract. And Mina, I have one email for like everything. She was like, if I don't send the contract on like by Tuesday next week, then I owe you double your pay. And I'm like, so just take it as you owe me double the pay, you know. And we laugh about it. Kushaya Tuesday, and kushaya Wednesday, ngithule Tuesday ngasho next, kushaya Wednesday, and I'm like, ngikutshelile ukuthi wena you owe me double my pay. And then she's like, dude, I sent it long time ago. And I'm like, show me screenshots that you sent it. Okay, maybe you got the email wrong or something, because there's nothing on my side. And then what she does is that an hour later, what she had done, she went and she downloaded a sample contract, ne? And then instead of editing it accordingly, which I really don't mind, you can literally take any contract off the internet and then, you know, edit it accordingly. She didn't. She literally just slapped her name, her address, the business name, and then she added the amount, and then everything else. It was like just, it was just a messy contract. But I was like, you know what, I really don't give a shit. I'm here for the money, obviously. And in my head, when I started this whole thing, I knew Ubuti, I'll be getting like basically the money that I paid for the course, I would be getting it back, you know. So I just didn't care about anything anymore. 10th of Feb, she pays me, no hassles, ne? Oti in March, I work in March, and now when it's the 10th of March and I'm supposed to get paid, She doesn't say anything for the whole day. She doesn't pay me. She says, I also wanted to mention that it has been a slow month, so there's that also. How would you like to move forward in times like these? I'll do everything I can to ensure it doesn't happen. Would you like half of your salary? Would you like to wait until it's full? Or would you like weekly wages? And I'm like, huh?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So I greet her. I'm like, good morning, darling. Remember, as a person who assists the business with admin and operation, the cost to company is not tied to the income it makes. It's up to you if you prefer to make payments weekly or monthly, but the amount should remain fixed according to what was agreed on and stipulated in the contract. Because you can't now say you want to pay me half or you want to pay me weekly. Like, it just wasn't making sense. She was trying to avoid paying me. And judging by, remember, like, the people that sign up and the people that buy the courses and pay for everything, they pass through me because I have to give them the welcome packages and all of that shit. So she was not being truthful. I'm not gonna say she was lying, because it's possible that, you know, there's other business expenses that I don't know about that she has to pay for. But I'd like to believe at that point that she was making enough money to pay me, go to Fontaine and do everything else, because she was still living it up, but she was trying to avoid paying me. Ne? Then she starts, she logs on to PayFast. Then she shows me her available balance, you know. We schedule a call, and she called, she asked to speak to me, and, you know, she was asking, like, what do you think, you know, we should do on the, and now at that point, like, I'm with my best friend and we are listening to everything that she's trying to say. My best friend is like, Mdase, this person is trying to collar you, this person is trying to scam you, because you cannot tell me that you are trying to pay me as a person who's supposed to be earning fixed income in your business. So we listened to her. She's like, no, this month has been rough, you know, sign-ups, people are dropping out, people are not taking da. And I'm like, but you can't then just ignore, because I remember very well, I think the timestamps here are really like weird because of the time zones. So the times on like our texts have changed, but I remember very well at that point, she had kept quiet for the entire day. She didn't say anything on the 10th, and I was like so confused, and I was like, hey, well, you haven't paid me, like, what's going on? And then she was like, no, you know, at this point I feel like, you know, would you like to take half of your pay, and going forward if something like this happens. I'm like, not possible, because Nami, I don't work half, and this is a position that gets fixed amount everywhere you go, so you can never tell me that you want me to take a pay cut. When you decide if you want to pay me weekly or monthly or fortnightly, I don't care, but ngifuna yonke imali yami iphelele.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets.
She called PayFast and she's waiting for, you know, the amount. She's waiting for payments to get cleared and added to her account before she pays me. And, you know, we talk about the lack of communication again, and she's like, you don't deserve my lack of communication, so I've decided to take time off. Not really time off, but take in way less people from now. Would you rather terminate our relationship or take a cut? I don't want you to work the same amount for less. It's not fair. And I remember this was when she had said she's asking us to like get on a call later. So I was like, you know what, it's fine, we'll talk later. It kept like taking days, because I remember she didn't pay me on the 10th. I asked her on the 11th what happened, and then by the 13th she still hadn't paid me. She paid me on the 14th. The things that she was saying on that call were just not making sense. She would say stuff and then contradict herself. I don't really remember the conversation, because obviously it's been quite a while, but it was along the lines of, you know, if the business is not doing well, she is also not making money and all of that. And in my head I'm like, Mdase, you always tell me about, you know, the renovations that you're doing at home. You always tell me about so and so that you know, and how much money is being pumped into your business, da 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 da. Like, you can never tell me that at this point you cannot pay me. 2.7 is not a lot. On top of that, you're still able to go into an LV shop and buy LV sandals and buy an LV bag, and you are still able to make all of those purchases and still go out to Fontaine and hang out with people, right? With some of the things, because not that I was like trying to stalk her, which is like, you know, questionable how I knew all of these things, but I followed her and I watch stories most of the time on Instagram. So there's people that I knew in Fontaine that would attend Fontaine whenever she was there. So it was difficult to then fight for her and be like, it's probably just an old post, because you would see that Usbanbani, which is who is really like popular, she's a popular influencer, she would post, you know, today she's wearing an orange one piece with like a really nice cover up, and she would snap with her and you would see that, okay, this is literally the same day. You can't lie about that, you know. Got on the call and we spoke about it, and at some point she was like, she's trying to take some time out, so because she's trying to take in less people at this point, she is going to ask me to step away for a bit. She's going to handle everything because it's not going to be a huge workload, and then once she's ready to take on more people, then she can just like call me back and we can resume. And I was like, okay, as long as you say it. And yeah, that's how I made back the money that I paid times 6. I really did play the long game. And at some point, you know, I just wanted to be petty because I didn't learn anything from that whole thing. So I just wanted to be petty at some point and be like, hey, I still want my refund because I didn't, you know, you didn't teach me anything. I didn't get anything from this.
Surprise, motherfucker.
My best friend was like, Dase, don't be greedy because you've already gotten your money. At this point, that's just the greed that they speak about in the Bible. Don't do it. So yeah, that's how I got my money back. Obviously, some people would be like, oh, but Dase, you still worked for the money. It didn't feel like work to me because literally it would be, I had like a template, like an email, like a work welcome email, a template that would just welcome the person, and it already had all the attachments, so I would just put in your email and send it to you. If you have any questions, I'll just send her the questions and tell her that this is so and so, she needs this and this and that, and she would have to deal with it. So that was the last time we spoke. Which is why if you live in Johannesburg, you need to be bababs, otherwise they will bababs you and it's not going to be nice. Follow me if you want to learn how to call a person who's trying to scam you.
It's just the jokes. Hey.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, like my shit, check my other shit out, and if you still haven't subscribed, please subscribe, leave a comment down below. I will see you in my next video.